Hi folks, Vitaly here from helpinghandaffiliate.com. In this video, what I want to do is review the Jarvis AI program, which you probably have seen ads for, you know what this is, but overall, the 30,000 foot overview is that it's an AI program that basically writes things for you. You can basically enter the topic that you want it to write for. Maybe you're a blogger, maybe you're somebody that's trying to create a landing page, maybe you're trying to write an essay. This program is really going to do it, and I'm someone that has a bit of experience with this. Let me explain. So I didn't personally buy this program, but I have a friend that owns it, and he's shown me several examples of how this works. And while I was pretty impressed by the type of content that this program can crank out, I actually have a bit of a objective and different viewpoint when it comes to Jarvis. And what I want to do in this video is share why I ultimately do not recommend a program like this if you're someone that's serious about, for example, creating a blogging business, an online business, and stuff like that. So first things first, the program is legit. It does what it says it does. There's a lot of positive reviews. You can certainly find examples of the content that Jarvis AI cranks out where you have to correct a lot of things, where the context of the content that it creates is not that relevant towards what you wanted to write for. But ultimately, overall, compared to other things that I've personally seen in the world of article content creators or AI creators like this is definitely the best one so far. But that's not necessarily a huge compliment either. The way that I want to explain this particular program and why I personally lean against using something like this is there's a couple of things. First of all, if you're trying to create something like a blogging business or an online business and stuff like that, your own unique voice and how you write your content as a reflection of that voice is one of the most important selling points for creating an online business. So me, for example, I'm a blogger. I create ads. I create landing pages where I, try to sell people stuff through affiliate marketing, and I do that for a living. And I've done that for like 16, 17 years now. And one of the key components that I've learned to success in all of the things that I just explained is being able to relay your passion or what it is that you're interested in about, for example, with blogging, into the content that you create. So for example, I'm very passionate about traveling or going to different places. When I create a blog post about one of the places that I visited, I want to inject that unique voice, my perspective, my opinion, my own unique way of writing about where I've been. And that's very important. Or for example, when I create an ad or I try to create a landing page that tries to promote something, if I'm very passionate about it, I'm trying to inject my own unique perspective on what it is that I'm trying to promote so I can make that sale. And what I've noticed over the past 17 years is that unique voice really goes far in the success that you're going to have. So comparing that, for example, to somebody that creates a blog or a landing page that's very robotic, or something that's like you read the content, it's just like it puts you to sleep, or it's just it doesn't read as natural, or something that there's no unique voice in it. Comparing that versus someone that's really passionate about what they're writing about, you're reading this, you're enthralled by the content, you're really interested in that. The person that's reading that second example in the latter is much more likely to buy whatever it is that you're promoting. So from an online business perspective and a blogging perspective, having a unique voice and being able to write well and express your thoughts in that unique voice is one of the most important key components for online business success in my personal experience. And what I see with Jarvis AI, which is a bit different compared to what I just explained to you, is that it doesn't seem possible to me that a program like this can write content that has a unique voice, because it's an AI, it's a robot. It can't really do that. And it will crank out great content for you, but great content is also subjective. And typically, when it comes to the history of this kind of stuff, because I've been in the online business world for so long, before Jarvis AI was even a thing, you had article spinners, you had tools that took content from different sources and kind of like mix them together and create a different content. And Jarvis AI is like the most advanced version of all of this kind of stuff. It'll give you good content, it'll make it easy for you, but there's a price to pay for that, and that is you don't really practice in developing your own voice. And again, if you're serious about developing an online business, for instance, which is what a lot of what Jarvis AI is being advertised for, I would strongly recommend that you practice in developing your own voice. Find something that you're very passionate about, such as a niche topic, and then basically practice writing blog posts and content that expresses that unique voice of yours, because that ultimately is going to be one of the key selling points. I'll give you another example. One of the things that I promote very often is a program called Wealthy Affiliate, which actually happens to teach you how to develop that voice, your unique voice. You pick a passion that you really like, and then you create a blog based on that niche, and then you create content that shares what it is that you're very passionate about, and then that attracts people to your website. And what you find is when it comes to SEO, for example, and ranking your blog and content on Google, the better your content is from terms of how relevant it is towards what you're writing about and how unique your voice is about that content, the better it does in terms of rankings. When it comes to manufactured content, which is what I think, when I believe, in my opinion, Jarvis AI is involved with, I have never seen manufactured content, even in good cases, produce long-lasting results for online business at least. So for example, with Google, I find that the further SEO develops and all that kind of stuff, the less tactics such as manufactured content and the less robotic your content is. Let me put it this way. The more robotic your content is and the less personable it is, the less chances it has of succeeding with SEO in the long run, in my personal experience. On the other hand, what I notice long term with SEO is that the more personalized you are and the better you write your content based on that personal experience, the more long term effects your SEO success has. And moving forward, while there is the pro of Jarvis AI producing great content for you really quickly, again, it's way too robotic sounding, and it just doesn't sound like there's any unique voice in that. So for example, if I was comparing myself or yourself listening to somebody doing a lecture in class and they're reading from a textbook, I have had a really difficult time staying awake when it comes to listening to people like that. On the other hand, when I had professors and teachers that were, instead of reading from the textbook, telling me the personal experiences and just telling me a story, for example, about what the topic is about, I was much more interested in what I was hearing from them. So personality is such a huge thing when it comes to content creation online, and programs like Jarvis AI just don't have that. No matter how advanced the tool gets, it won't be able to do something like that. And you need to take the time and effort, if you're serious about, for example, building a blog or an online business and you want it to be profitable, to practice creating that content, to put in the hours of work, because ultimately that's what really is going to pay you. And I think that any blogger or anyone that's ever been serious about online business and has developed an online business that's making them money will probably agree with what I'm saying here. And if you don't, I'm more than welcome to debate with you on this. Now, that really concludes everything that I wanted to say about Jarvis AI and what my personal viewpoints are about this. Of course, you can do whatever you want, and it will produce content for you, and it might even rank, it might even do well. But ultimately, in the long run, I think personal content and being able to express your passion through blogging, through landing pages and stuff like that, that's what really is going to deliver on a much better scale for your online business moving forward and in the future. Again, manufactured content is a very slippery slope when it comes to success online, in my personal experience. But that's also my opinion, and it's up to you if you want to follow that advice or not, or if you want to use something like Jarvis AI. I'm just here to give you my objective reasoning behind it, and I would love to hear your thoughts about it. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave your comment below, and I will also embed this this video on my website, which reviews the Jarvis AI program. I do also talk about how I personally do blogging, how you can learn that as well, build your own online business. So if you're serious about that, you can follow along with what I do. And I do often get comments from people that are like, hey, I love your authenticity. I love that kind of stuff. And to me, that's one of the best compliments anyone can ever give you, because authenticity and sincerity is very, very rare in the world, in conversations and in content that people create online. And the last thing, content, that is so super important to understand. The more unique and the more personal your content is, the better you're going to do an online business. And of course, there's skills, there's time required to do that, but that investment that you put in, once again, I've seen it work again and again, and that's what I believe is going to be the future. I think it's going to outlast anything that Jarvis AI ever comes out with. I think it's going to outlast any future program that comes out that might be even more advanced than Jarvis AI. Personality and the uniqueness of that is much more rare, and that is why it's going to be much more profitable for you in the long run. So that's my personal opinion. Once again, if you want to debate with me on this, agree with me on this, whatever you want to do, you can do so below this YouTube video or on my website, where I will also be embedding this video on. So thanks a lot for watching, and I hope this review was helpful. Have a good one.